with a song in my heart, the story of men and their music, of composers who really had a song in their hearts. Dreamy Alabama, a hit of 30 years ago, composed by one of the strangest characters to ever enter into Tin Pan Alley. One Robert Kaiser, who was born way back in 1861 and who died in 1932 after a lifetime devoted to writing song hits. And he wrote plenty. Maybe you've never heard of the name Robert Kaiser, but that's understandable. Even his closest friends didn't know him by that name. They knew him as Bob King, a nom de plume he occasionally used on a song copy. I stress that word occasionally because Robert Kaiser, or Bob King as we shall call him, used many different names on his songs. Way back in the 90s when he wrote his first hit.
Well, young fella, I like your song.
Gee, great. I think it's pretty good, too.
Yeah, that's a failing common to all composers. They all think the song they've written is the greatest song of all time. But I think your number's not bad, just the same.
And you'll publish it?
Yep, if we can come to terms. How much you want for it?
I hardly know. It's the first song I've had accepted for publication.
First song, eh? I'll tell you what. I'll give you $25 for it, outright.
$25?
Yeah. A most generous proposition for a first song. I'll probably lose money on it.
Oh, I'd hate you to lose money on it. I'd accept the $25, and thank you.
And that $25 started Bob King in songwriting. Not so long after this, he landed his first hit. Yes, way back in the naughty 90s. It was called Anona.
There is no other maid I midnight serenade. By campfires gleaming, of you I'm dreaming, Anona, my sweet Indian maid. My sweet Anona, in Arizona, there is no other maid I'd serenade. By campfires gleaming, of you I'm dreaming, Anona, my sweet Indian maid.
Bob's weird, eccentric tray regarding having his name printed on a copy of sheet music operated right from his first hit. Yes, even Anona was sold to the public as an effort of Mabel McKinley. But it was Bob King's song just the same. Years later, when he was an established hit writer, an interviewer asked him,
Tell me, Mr. King, as a hit writer of many successful songs, what's your formula for writing a hit?
I guess I ain't got a formula. I just write 'em, that's all.
And what type of song do you specialize in?
I don't specialize in any type of song. I can imitate any type of composition, from opera to jazz.
Well, that's most interesting. You must have had a solid musical background. Who did you originally study under?
Just nobody. I only had 6 piano lessons in my life.
And you play by ear?
That's right. Just like that other successful guy who's written a few hits, too.
Meaning?
Irving Berlin.
and I must confess that Bob took a certain amount of impish pleasure in keeping out of the public eye. But he did use the name Robert King on his big hit of the early 20s, Beautiful Hawaii.
Sleepy waters kissed by the breeze, whispering trees, sweet melodies recall each golden vision so true. Beautiful Hawaii of you. Sleepy waters kissed by the breeze, whispering trees, sweet melodies recall each golden vision so true. Beautiful Hawaii of you.
By this time, the publishing fraternity of Tin Pan Alley knew Bob King's worth. But to the public, he wasn't even a name, because song hit after song hit was turned out under phony pseudonyms. One day, a friend tackled him on this very subject.
Look, Bob, why don't you put your own name on your songs?
Oh, just a hunch, Sam, I guess.
It's a pretty expensive hunch at that. Why, Bob, you're missing all the fun of writing a song hit.
How come, Sam?
Well, you know how it is. When you write a smash, everyone likes to pat you on the back.
Maybe. But on the other hand, when you write a flop, they like to whisper behind your back that you're the guy whose melodies stink.
Oh, you exaggerate, Bob. It's not as bad as that.
Maybe it isn't. But just the same, I like using nom de plumes. As a matter of fact, I've got a hit coming up right now. And it's under the name of Mary Earl.
Mary Earl? Well, that name doesn't mean a thing to the public.
No, but the song will.
And boy, was he right. For that particular number, which was sold to the world as being by Mary Earl, proved to be the #1 hit of its day. The haunting, Beautiful Ohio.
Drifting with the current down a moonlit stream, while above the heavens in their glory gleam, and the stars on high twinkle in the sky, seeming in a paradise of love divine, dreaming of a pair of eyes that look in mine. Beautiful Ohio, in dreams again I see visions of what used to be.
The success of Beautiful Ohio was nothing short of phenomenal, and had threatened to rival the Missouri Waltz as regards sales. Both were in the 2 million copy class. The public was naturally asking, who is Mary Earl? But Bob King, as ever, left them guessing. He didn't supply the answer, and only those on the inside of the songwriting business really knew who was the composer of Beautiful Ohio. He followed a little later with another socceroo, this time one of a totally different caliber. That good old timer of the 20s, I Ain't Nobody's Darling.
I ain't nobody's darling. I'm blue as can be, 'cause I ain't got nobody to fuss over me. If I don't get somebody, I'll go back to the farm and feed the cows and chickens, 'cause I don't give a good gosh darn. fuss over me. If I don't get somebody, I'll go back to the farm and feed the cows and chickens, 'cause I don't give a good gosh darn. Oh, by Jiminy, by heck.
That particular song swept the world like a cyclone, and Bob King was really in the money. Other song hits of his that rang the bell were
Hawaiian Smiles in Old Manila, Star of the East.
Apple Blossoms, Lafayette, and Isle of Paradise.
and, of course, the big hit he wrote for Eddie Cantor, in which he collaborated with Ray Henderson and Lou Brown. Why Did I Kiss That Girl?
Why did I kiss that girl? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Why did I kiss that girl? I could almost cry. I'm nervous, so nervous. I'm worried and blue. And if her kiss did that, what would her hugging do? Ma says that I'm a wreck. I'll admit she's right. Pa says he'll break my neck. He can't sleep at night. They're upset and all because I ain't like I used to was. Why did I kiss that girl? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Why did I kiss a Marietta? She kiss a much too strong. Her kiss just like the spaghetti. It's so nice and long. When she passes the shopper, I'm gonna leave her the place. I'm like the crazy wop, and no can shave the face. She's get the hair bob just yesterday. My boss, he do the job, then he make me pie. I can't sleep, I lose ambition. My wife Rosie, she's suspicious. Why did I kiss Mariette, a Christopher Column?
Although Bob King had unusual ideas as to the composers' names he used on his songs, you need have no illusions as to his ability as a songwriting craftsman. On one occasion, he was shown a set of lyrics by Billy Moll.
Oh, they're good words, all right, but somehow or other, I'm a bit skeptical as to whether the public will go for them or not.
Well, why not? They're original, Bob.
That's why I don't like them.
Well, why not?
Because the public rarely goes for original numbers. After all, they want simplicity, nothing difficult.
All right, I'll try again. Any suggestions, Bob?
Yeah. Write 'em about the moonlight shining on a river someplace. That one never fails.
And to prove he was right, Bob King gave the world another hit on that very theme. Maybe you recall it. It was Moonlight on the Colorado.
Moonlight on the river Colorado. How I wish that I were there with you. As I sit and find each lonely shadow takes me back to days that we once knew. We want to wed in harvest time, you said. That's why I'm longing for you. When it's moonlight on the Colorado, I wonder if you're waiting for me too.
Those of you who have good memories will remember that in the 20s, fashion decreed that the girls wear short skirts. And, brother, they wore 'em short. Those skirts got higher and higher, frequently being above the knee. Naturally enough, on a windy day, they were sometimes difficult to control. Bob King, although rapidly reaching the old-timer mark, apparently still had an eye for a shapely limb, for he handed us a novelty hit on this very subject. It was, "Keep Your Skirts Down, Mary Ann."
Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, Mary Ann. Just because you have a dimple on your knee, don't think it was put there for the world to see. Keep your skirts down, keep 'em way down, when you sit down if you can. You'd make any man at all a nervous wreck. Remember, you can wear your beads around your neck. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, going up, keep 'em down, Mary Ann. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, Mary Ann. You won't catch a fellow with the stockings rolled. All that you will ever catch will be a cold. Keep your skirts down, keep 'em way down, when you sit down if you can. You must stop the traffic when you cross Broadway. It's getting tougher for the blind men every day. Keep your skirts down, keep your skirts down, going up, keep 'em down, Mary Ann.
Bob King was to write quite a few more hits before he died at the age of 71 in 1932. But unfortunately, owing to the many nom de plumes he used, it's almost impossible to keep up with his many compositions. But we do know from his publishers that Robert Kaiser, alias Robert King, alias Mary Earl, alias Mrs. Ravenhall, alias R.A. Wilson, alias what have you, was a competent and top-ranking melody maker, and the world is richer for his many hits. So, thank you, old-timer Bob King. And if the celestial harps are not playing your melodies up there, we're still listening to them down here. And this old-timer is still very much with us.
Drifting with the current down a moonlit stream, while above the heavens in their glory gleam, and the stars on high twinkle in the sky, seeming in a paradise of love divine, dreaming of a pair of eyes that looked in mine. Beautiful Ohio, in dreams again I see visions of what used to be. Drifting with the current down a moonlit stream, while above the heavens in their glory gleam, and the stars on high
And so another life story of a composer comes to an end. The artists portraying the events of Bob King's story were David Reed, Frank Holbrook, Robert Peach, Frank Rich, Max Blake, Eula Parker and her Parkettes, and William Laird's Melodeons. Orchestra and chorus under the baton of William Flynn. Your compere was John Morgan. With a Song in My Heart was produced by Alfred Potter and scripted and directed by Jack O'Hagan.